still pandemic. I feel like right now is a good time to declutter. I'm a big fan of decluttering in general. I'm always kind of decluttering. I've been on a minimalist journey for a few years. I've had a few insights during this, and it's mainly that items are time, right? So I usually put off decluttering certain stuff because I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna need it. I don't know. I'm sure one day I'll go through that. So if you're keeping it, you're assigning that time to future you to go through it and make another set of decisions. Am I gonna keep this stuff? And I kind of just wanna be free of that. I think the way that items are time is double. So obviously items are time. The more you keep things, the more you then have to sort through them and take care of them and clean them and so forth. But also they just are time. Like, I realized this stuff that I have took up units of my life, you know, like if I have a photo from a trip I took, that was like a week of my life. If there's like a craft I did as a kid, I was like, oh, I spent time doing this in my life. Or if I find a hobby that I had or a book from childhood, I'm like, oh, I probably spent hours of my life reading this, or I read it every night for a few years of my life. So it's interesting how the items you have actually represent units of time in your life. But also I am kind of on the fence about the whole nostalgia debate. So when I first started watching Jenny Muster, for example, she says like, well, you don't need an item to remind you of a memory. You always have that memory. That is true, but also I do get a certain sense of a hit of nostalgia every time I actually physically hold items. In me, they trigger a certain type of feeling that I'm not able to always access just in my head. The bottom line is I don't want to be carrying useless shit through my life just because I'm not able to get rid of it, or I think someday I might be into it again. Like, I'm me right now, and I'm gonna trust my own judgment in this moment. And if I ever regret it, it's okay. So I brought these boxes from the basement. The idea right now is to take all the stuff that I still had in the basement, bring it up here so that there's no like extra lingering stuff. We're gonna go through them together. It's actually not that bad. I've already sorted some stuff out. I had a lot of interesting stuff as a kid. So for example, here you can see I made this already. I think it's pretty cool. I used to collect bouncy balls as a kid. That was just a cool way to integrate, obviously something that I'm not gonna be using. Like, I don't have a use for bouncy balls in my life anymore, but I like the idea of bringing stuff from my childhood into my decor now. So when we go through these boxes, I'm gonna be thinking about that a bit, and I think I'm gonna do a little round of toss or keep as well. So let's look. So I have this. For me, I still think it's fun. I do think I might be ready to part with it though. These are little signs that I made to get my dad to stop smoking. He did stop smoking, so I think I can part with these as well. I also did these paint by numbers when I was a kid. I think this one's really cute, but again, I'm not gonna hang it up, so I think I will part with these. I can actually really use something like this right now. Like, what a calm craft to come in handy during a pandemic. But I don't have the heart to part with my lava lamp. Not that it fits any of my aesthetic now, but I just think it's iconic, and I remember being so enamored by this as a kid, just watching the bubbles go and it being like a meditative experience almost, and like it's still just iconic. So this is a keep. Now, not to bring up Twilight again, but I do have all the books here, and I haven't been able to part with them, even though I never plan on reading them again. And I also don't think I want to even pass them on to other generations, because it's just sets such a bad example for everything, and I low-key blame it for being a codependent hoe for a while there. So I'm not sure if we toss or keep these. I'm gonna think about it a bit more. So when I was a kid, we had like a school assignment. I don't remember what it was. I do remember that we made the funnest assignment, but we didn't really follow the instructions, or like it didn't serve the purpose of the assignment. But everyone kind of designed a game, I think, or just like a fun interactive way to learn about something. And I don't remember what that something was, but I remember we made this with my friend, which was like a low budget Risk, and you had all these cards, and I just want to show you some of them because I love that this is how we thought a country operated. So everyone's paying their taxes, get 250 euro. Your people want 50 euro if it were that easy, eh? Wink wink, coronavirus relief checks. Oh, this one's my favorite. This is another good one. Your people don't want any more wars. Stop or get thrown out. Oh, the innocence. I think this is so cute and awesome, but I do think it's time to part with this. I think Risk is taking up the market for this. And I do think it was super innovative. I remember in the class, everybody wanted to play our game, but the teacher was upset because we weren't really teaching people anything except for like, I guess, colonialism and capitalism. So not the best, but yeah, honestly, I kind of think children should be designing governments. I feel like everything would just be a lot simpler. I once read this article about how Finland tackled homelessness, and the title was something like, yeah, it's exactly what you would think, like they just gave people a place to live. Like, it's not that complicated. Okay, so that's that box of stuff we just went through, plus some other things that I don't think are even worth discussing. But I think this is the box that's going. But yeah, this is also another item that I try to integrate. It's a little creepy doll I found at my grandma's house, and its limbs fell off in the process. Ominous, but I think it works. So this is the shelf now. On top I have some photography stuff plus the little things I made. I framed 2 pictures of my friend's art. These are actually the frames from before. This was the puppy one, and here's the panda one, also painted in black. I really like it, and I like that I didn't have to throw those frames away. I just repurposed them, so it all worked out. I separated my books. So here are the ones that I haven't read from my library. Then I have my favorites that I have read. Then there's kind of ones that I feel meh about, and then there's like textbooks and like big books. And then here I'm working on a little art corner. It's still not really finished, but I'd like that to be like the home for all my art supplies, and so I can see them, so that when I'm thinking about what to do, I can just remember that I can make art. And then that's empty, so I can figure out what to put there. And yeah, so the aim would be to make this space kind of a dream space, but that's not really in the cards yet. I've never really lived in one place kind of long enough or securely enough that I felt I could just decorate it completely to my taste. You better believe I have my Pinterest boards ready. Thanks for joining me, and bye!